Hi everyone, it's Rhonda here. If you didn't get to make the last night's Ustream show, I am doing this video. Silly me, I forgot to hit record again. So I know there were some who weren't going to be able to be there, but they were glad to know it was recorded, and so I thought I'd better do a recording so that way folks will know what we did last night. And thank you to all those who came. I appreciate that. What I did, these are Kleenex box covers, and I'll just kind of run through everything I explained last night. And they are made out of the plastic canvas right here. And of course, this is, some old crafting that, a lot of people probably did years ago. And I showed how to, I'm looking for my top piece here so that way you all can see it as well. This was probably like the second thing I ever learned how to craft. And this was my first one that I had ever made, this one right here. And I made it probably when I was in about the 4th, 5th, maybe even 6th grade. And my sister-in-law at the time, her mother taught me how to do them. And she had made a couple for us as well. So this was my first one. And as you can see, the inside isn't real pretty, but I have come a long way with that. And I had made this for my mother. The flowers have since been changed. And this is another one that I did. And I just took scrap, artificial flowers that I had and placed on the front of it. So, but here's one that I had worked on. I must have tossed it aside because it has something on it. I'm not too sure what it is. But let me get my needle here real quick. And I will demonstrate what I did just as soon as I can find it. Here we go. So you want to use a pretty large needle with a large eye. And I'll just do a quick little review on how I showed this last night at the Ustream class. When you go to thread this, I'm just using plain old simple basic yarn. There we go. And just leave you some so that way you can work. But where I've got it stopped at, I'm going to go back through the hole where I have yarn. And you just pull it, and then you meet it up with your next one above, like so. And you get that line, and then you come back down to your next little line right here. Go in that same hole, and then you're going to meet up with it over here, like that. And just keep repeating the process. And then when you get to this point, you're going to meet up right next to this one. Now, if you come up with a pattern on your own and you can make your squares bigger, that'd be awesome. I noticed on Pinterest, there's a lot of these, with the patterns, like character patterns and things done on them. And so I'm pretty sure there's books. And they had different colored yarns. I kind of like this because I just like the box sort of plain. And I like to add the decoration. And there's your square. And then you're going to come back over in a diagonal. And come back through. And then go back down that one there. that. I like using the shiny thread too because it's really pretty. And then these are fun to sit and do when there's, like in the wintertime, when there's nothing to do because of the weather, depending on where you're at. And back down. Down. And there we go. That gives you the gist of how it's done. And then when you get to your back, just tie it off. Now, I like to kind of cover my knots with the yarn as I rethread, but you just kind of keep messing with it. And when you get ready to finish off, you can run it up under it, like so, to tie it off. I'm not going to run that all the way through, though. But like I said, I must have tossed this one aside because something had gotten on it and my yarn. So this is going to be fun to take apart to redo. But I told everyone if anyone wanted to know the measurements of these, you can message me on Facebook or at the Gone Artsy fan page, and I'll be more than happy to give you the measurements on these. If you're just starting out, this is great for kids, you know, to sit and work and do together. And I don't know where I've laid my top piece at for you to look at. I'm sure I'll find it here before we're done. So, moving on to what we did last night. I had one that I had completed, but I had never put any decoration on it. So here is the front of it. And here are the sides. And I love this pattern because if you can notice, one looks darker and one looks lighter. Kind of like a checkerboard. And that's just the effect that it gives when you do this pattern. Since I've been making these, though, they must have made the Kleenex brand boxes a little bit smaller or shorter. So they don't quite come all the way to the top. I didn't try any other boxes. This is just what I had on hand. So what I've done here is this lace from Gone Artsy, and I don't have very much of it left. Here it is. This is the one that I used right here. And if you've watched flower tutorials, I mean, there's a blue million of them on YouTube. I just did a straight stitch and made this piece here. And then I have taken one of the doilies from Gone Artsy. No, it's not that one. I must have only one of it. But it's about this size. And, oh, here it is, right here. I have used this doily right here because I like to layer these flowers a lot. That's just my preference. And I have laid it on next, as you can see right here. And then what I have done is I have taken this chiffon trim, and where everyone has been making the those beautiful florals where they burn the edges of them, a lady who was with us at the Tsunami Rose design team, I had first seen them done by her, and I just thought they were absolutely adorable. But the chiffon trim is it's almost, the petals on it are almost like that. So I thought, well, I'm going to do my own version using those. And I have, see, 1, 2, 3, I believe I have 5 of them in here. And I have used all that up. So what I did was I just took a lighter and, you know, charred the ends of them, so to speak. And glued it on and attached it. And then I've used a beautiful piece of the bling here from Gone Artsy. as you can see, and placed it in the center. Then after the show last night, I went back and I used this trim. And what I did was I cut each section apart. And then I placed them, you know, sporadically through. Because I wanted that little bit of pink color. Because I love pink and brown together. And so when I went off the air last night, this was not in there. So everyone's getting to see that now. And then after we made the flower, I just took various trims. And now this piece here, this was my scrap piece, which it didn't meet all the way around the front, but that was okay because this was going to hide it. And then I used this beautiful trim next. Now this trim here, the one that's on the very underneath, this trim, it is about 3 inches wide when you purchase it, and it's double-sided. And I had cut it in half, and I had used the other piece for another project. And then I still had this scrap piece left, so I used it on here. And then this is this beautiful piece right here that I just hot glued around. And next, the last thing I used was this trim from the shop. And then this here was just some from my stash that I added around the bottom. And then when we went off the air last night, I had only done this around here because I was rather uncertain about it. So this cute little doily is from the shop. Now, I don't have any more of those, but here's one that's almost similar, and they're about this size, and you can just cut them apart. And again, this one is a different pattern. And I just placed one on each side. I had cut these apart for something else and decided not to use them, so I held on to them, of course, and placed them here. And then this, I had 2 of these from the shop, and I added them to each corner. And next, on the back here, I added some more bling where my pieces joined, just to sort of give it a finishing touch and to give the back a little something too. And I believe that was all that we did. So there is a fun little shabby vintage style Kleenex box cover. Great to use in someone's bedroom or their bath. And that's basically all we did last night. Again, I apologize for not hitting the record button, but I did want to share this with you. So there you have it. And something else of the class that I will mention that I did, of course, the next class will be in 2 weeks by me, and then followed by DT Amy. April the 24th. Be on the lookout for the new Gone Artsy Challenge for the month, and that is hosted also by DT Amy. And stay tuned all this month at Gone Artsy because our theme is spring. And if anyone is not aware, the shop right now is closed and will be closed until May the 3rd, and it will reopen May the 4th. And I'm happy to say there will be quite a few new pieces of product in the shop. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think that was it. That was about all we did. And I thank you all for taking a look. And like I said, I do apologize. I need to write myself a Post-it note and stick it on my screen. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for pictures. And thanks a lot. Take care. Until next time. Bye-bye.